When it comes to Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader in the House, I have not said the most positive things about him lately. I think that the energy is low. I'm sick of the strongly worded letters. I don't know that he really has the spirit and positioning for what we need right now in the American left. But yesterday, he got into a brutal exchange with Republican Congressman Lawler. And we're going to listen to this. This is about the Medicaid cuts. This is about the shutdown. And I got to tell you, this is the most interested I've been in Jeffries in years. This, all of a sudden, he's alive. So I'll show you a few seconds of the confrontation starting from this angle, but then we actually have a different video where the audio is much better. So here is Jeffries coming out, I believe, of the press briefing that he did. And then Lawler is there, and they get into it.
On your extension, why don't we sign on right now?
Ask your question. Did you get permission from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald Trump?
You can easily extend the AC.
All right, so that you see the confrontation kind of develop. We have a better angle here. Let's listen to what the subject matter actually was. This did not go well for Lawler, and good for Hakeem Jeffries for not backing down.
We got a 1-year extension. Why don't we sign on right now?
Ask your question. Did you get permission from your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald Trump?
You can easily extend the ACA
Did your
right
boss,
now.
Donald Trump,
He's
give
not
you
my
permission?
boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. And by the way,
So let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to
Let me
shut
ask
the
you a
government down?
question.
Why did you vote to shut it down?
Let me ask you a question.
For years, you always lectured about how we need to keep the government open.
You're making a show of this to make
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
It's sad. You could easily sign on to
You're
this.
embarrassing yourself right now.
You can sign on to this. The only
You're
embarrassment
chasing
here is
clout.
you.
You're an embarrassment.
You could sign on to the bill.
Let me ask you a question.
You have 4 Democrats on here.
Let me ask
Why
you a
won't you
question.
sign on
Let me ask
to
you a
it?
question.
It's a clean
Let me
extension
ask you a
for 1
question.
year.
You voted for the one big
Clean
ugly bill,
extension.
correct?
I voted for a tax cut bill that gave the largest tax cut to Americans in history, including, by the way, the average New Yorker getting a $4,000 tax cut. Are you against that?
You're embarrassing yourself right now.
Do you want to cut the standard deduction in half?
The largest cut to Medicaid in American history. You voted for that.
Fraud and abuse, by the way.
You voted
Tom DiNapoli, the Democratic controller of New York.
Let me ask you a question.
Pointed out that $1.2 billion were wasted.
Listen, you're not going to talk. You're not going to talk to me. You're not going to talk to me and talk over me because you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm listening.
So why don't you just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
because you showed up.
Is that the way to talk?
You showed up.
Yeah.
And so you voted for this one big ugly bill.
This. You can extend it right now.
A permanent extension of massive tax breaks for your billionaire donors.
So 90% of Americans.
So they can get a permanent extension.
90% of Americans take the standard deduction.
Is that right?
90% of Americans take the standard deduction.
Is that right?
If you had your way, the standard deduction would have been cut in half. That would have been a massive tax increase on Americans all across the country.
You're here, unfortunately,
you're against
to
lifting
do
the cap on
bidding
salt
of your billionaire donors.
The billionaire donors lifting the cap on salt. We put a income cap in place.
Why are you here right now? Where are the rest of your
Why are you here right now is really the best question in all of this.
Want all Republicans to be here?
Where are the rest of your Republican colleagues?
You wanted Republicans to be here. I'm here.
Why are you
and
here?
by the way, you can pass an ACA extension right now. Sign on to this bill.
Did your boss
sign on to the bill?
Is your boss Donald Trump behind it?
HR 5145. Why don't you get on it?
Mike, is your boss Donald Trump behind that?
Why won't you get on it?
Because you don't work for the American people.
Oh, I do. I work for the people of New York. I work for the
district.
people of my district.
Is that why you?
I'm here.
You got 145,000
And by the way, I voted
on
for a
Medicaid.
clean CR to keep the government open
Mike,
and funded. You voted to shut it
You're
down.
embarrassing yourself right now.
Yeah, leader, with all due
Well, as we would
respect,
say
you're
back
the
in the-
one.
why are you playing yourself?
You're the one
Why are
who
you playing
actually
yourself with
voted
these
to shut the
theatrics?
government down.
Actually, you
It's
know
sad.
that's not true.
It's sad. You voted to shut the government down.
Do Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency?
Right, and
correct?
you're smart enough to know
Is
that
that
you
right?
need 60 votes in the Senate,
Is that right? No.
Do you need 60 votes in the Senate
Were
or no?
60 votes needed to pass your one big ugly bill?
Reconciliation, which you
Was
did with
60
the IRA,
was
and
60
boy, that really reduced inflation.
Are you
did a
trying to
great job
elevate
there.
yourself because you're
I'm
afraid
not
you're
trying
about
to
to lose
elevate myself.
re-election?
No, I'm not going to lose
Let me ask you a
re-election. You
question.
spent $42 million last cycle. You didn't do that
let me
great.
ask you a question. Why aren't you running for governor right now? Because you spent
Because I
you spent a
actually
year and a half.
enjoy this job, and I'm here to do
You
it. And
enjoy
by
it-
the way,
you enjoy
could actually
embarrassing
pass.
yourself?
You could actually pass.
You enjoy being a
a
lackey for
subsidy
Donald
right
Trump?
now
Is
to
that right?
ensure that people don't have health care premiums going up. Why won't you support this one-year bill?
Let me ask you a question.
Tom Swazi's on it. Jared Golden.
Let me ask you a question.
Marie
Let me ask you a
Gluesenkamp
question.
Perez.
Let me ask you
Are
a
they
question.
wrong?
Your
Davis.
other boss.
Are they wrong?
Your other boss, Mike Johnson. I challenged him to a debate
Yeah.
on the floor. Did he send you?
No, I'm here on
his
my
behalf,
behalf
'cause
of
he's
my
afraid to debate.
constituents
Is
because
that
you
right?
shut.
Anyway, there's another 90 seconds of this, but I think you get the picture. Are we? I'm of two minds of this. Okay, and I'll just kind of be transparent and honest with you, which is all I ever am. On the one hand, we have seen such a lack of energy coming from Democratic leadership. That includes in the Senate. That includes in the House. We've got strongly worded letters up the wazoo, but those aren't really good for much. And I love that Ruben Gallego and Mark Kelly went over and confronted MAGA Mike Johnson about swearing in Adelita Grijalva. I like that when Mike Lawler shows up, clearly meant to sort of sandbag Hakeem Jeffries. Jeffries doesn't back down, and he exposes him for the sort of Trump-controlled tool that he is. We need this energy. I like it. On the other hand, if your question is, how many people can now afford food thanks to this argument? Well, no, there's no additional people that thanks to this argument can now afford food. That's absolutely true. And so where I find myself is we are all so desperately seeking signs of life and energy from the Democratic Party, and we're starting to get them, and that's good. But it can't stop there. And so the question is, given that by itself, this sort of energy and these confrontations and this spirit, this esprit de corps, well, how does Trump say it? Esprit de corps, well, however he says it, that this spirit by itself doesn't help anybody economically. But is there the possibility that with this newfound energy, more people will see what's going on, more people will get involved, more people will get involved in the political process, more people will vote, and we'll get the right people in? I'm optimistic. Guys, it's like all we have right now. Okay, so at least this is better than what we had as of 48 hours ago. I hope we see more of it, but it can't stop at only this. Donald Trump has already packed his second-term cabinet with loyalists. He's threatened deportation as political punishment. He's expanded executive authority in ways we have not seen in modern history. These are real changes that are happening right now. And what's even more alarming is that a lot of the media is either glossing over the worst of it or they're reframing it so it all sounds a little more palatable. And that is why I use Ground News. This is a news comparison tool. Doesn't just feed you headlines. It shows you here's how different outlets, left, right, center, are covering the same story. And this is one of the few tools I know of that can really help you detect the political spin, the bias, catch stories that your usual sources might downplay or not cover at all, on everything from immigration policy to economic shifts. If you want to get a bigger picture, a broader picture of what's being reported, Ground News is an invaluable source to keep you informed. And Ground News is offering my audience 40% off their top tier Vantage plan. You'll only pay $5 a month. Go to ground.news/Pakman or enter the code Pakman in the app to get started. The link is in the description.